Time Walker Archive, File Reference 36 ADP 1105 Eransu. Recorded by Anadan Dawnborn. Just after 1 a.m. on November 5th, 36 ADP, a chronomatic anomaly tore itself into reality within the corridors of time. No known Time Walker, Bronze, or Infinite agents initiated the breach. The anomaly took shape as a humanoid figure, female, high elven lineage, bearing arcane identifiers consistent with a person known as Serena Dawnborn. Myself, clad in future-threaded battle plate, wielding chronomancy magic far beyond expected thresholds, and bearing a time-lost proto-drake as her steed. The intruder identified herself as Eransu, a name translated loosely from Thalassian, to forget. She wore upon her eyes a powerful magical artifact, the Veil. It appeared to be fused to her person, with its functions only partially understood. While it opens the wielder's perception to a particular way of viewing reality, it simultaneously blinds them, as if opening one eye while closing another. Yet, this isn't its only function. Time around her twisted, a distortion field clinging to her movements wherever she stood. She carried power and force that were seemingly impossible to match during the confrontation inside the corridors before being forcibly displaced. The breach closed behind her. Her location remained unknown. Until approximately one lunar cycle following her initial breach, Eransu reappeared through the corridor's island. She had crossed the boundary into her own past. But this timeline, upon impact, splintered, not backward, but outward. A new breach was born, and with it, a new rule. Nothing here will play out as it did for her. Her presence was recorded within Thaldraszus, with trace chronomatic interference reported by 5 scrying networks. She made contact with Adormu, the rogue Bronze agent responsible for overseeing the mission that had brought Serena and the others into the corridors of time. 11 hours later, Adormu was found dead, throat frozen, spine shattered, and his blood crystallized around him. It was a ruthless execution. The Bronze Flight issued no public notice, but internal communiques confirmed Eransu for being responsible. From this point forward, Eransu was classified as a dangerous temporal anomaly. The months and years that followed were marked by only sporadic, calculated contact with the group she once called her own. While her looks and magical presence changed over time, Eransu never struck first, but her presence alone sent a message. She referred to the reality from which she came as hopeless, a world that had denied her, with no possibility of return. To this, she assigned blame to her former allies, the ones who failed time and time again, and now, once again. She called this timeline false. In both, she found no place to belong. Though Eransu kept herself hidden, she reached out to certain members of the group known as the Fellowship. She not only retrieved Serena's stolen soul shard from Kelrise, she also contacted C, offering her the soul fragment that remained stranded in the Veil. The offer was real, but laced with consequences. On separate occasions, she approached Nora. She did not attack, nor demand allegiance. Instead, she asked questions, personal ones, the kind meant to root out doubt, to feed it. Whether she sought an ally or merely enjoyed watching strength waver remains uncertain. Curiously, she went as far as to warn the group about Kshatriya. For whatever reason, it seemed as if she found enjoyment in observing how the future might unfold in this timeline. At last, she seized the moment of Tharel's weakness to forge a binding vow with the sorceress. Protection against Eru, in return for Tharel's promise to not stand in her way. Additionally, Eransu would be forbidden from harming any of Tharel's allies. The pact would be fulfilled only once Eru had fallen without Tharel's death, and a spoken incantation by Eransu would signal the moment for Tharel to step aside. 2:00 p.m. on December 7th, 42 ADP. Eransu infiltrated Kalaran to forge a new temporal blade with the Arcane Forge. Upon her exit from, she released the mana-tapped infinite drake known as Ecliptaris into Asuna. That day, someone should have died, but no one did. The freed infinite drake would later reveal much about the chronomatic elf. According to her, Eransu was capable of fooling her with the veil, as it hides her intentions, feelings, past, and future. But, most importantly, it causes the bronze to be unable to track her. Stealing her magical life force, Eransu has begun to display features of the corrupted infinite flight, which has also empowered her even more. Yet, Ecliptaris' story also unveiled personal goals and inspirations. Having suffered fate's cruelty without end, Eransu renounced it. She vowed instead to master it, to forge a reality where she would have agency above fate itself. But not before she cuts off the past, beginning by cutting down every friend, every memory that still clings to her. Thus, Ecliptaris came to name her not as Serena, but as something else entirely, the Lady of Fates.